Oh, hi, Mrs. Mac. We haven't seen you for so long. I know, I've been dizzy. I know, you're not wearing your glasses. No, I don't have them anymore. I went to the eye doctor. The optometrist? No, I'm a bit more of a pessimist, I'd say. No, I mean the optometrist, the doctor who looked after your eyes. Oh, that's right. And he says I've got cataracts. Cataracts? What did you say? I said, damn. Damn? It's a dam. Cataract dam. That's where do we get all our water from? Oh, okay. Cataract is a dam. I don't think you've got a dam in your eyes, though. They're not that large enough. And they water sometimes. They do. Oh, Mrs. Mac, that's lovely. I hope your eyes do feel better soon. Well, I do need help reading. Well, I noticed that you've brought Mrs. Mac's mailbag. That's right, it's time for the big Mac. And you've got some letters. Well, shall we read them? Okay, then you do that. All right, let's get our first letter out. It says, sometimes I feel lonely. What can I do? Oh, that's very sad. Did you know, lonely is not the same as being alone. No, it's not the same as being alone. You know, because you're never alone, because the Lord is with you. He is, isn't he? You know, that reminds me. When I was younger, Mark and I, during the war, we used to write to one another. Oh, really, like love letters and things? That's right, dear. And sometimes days would go by and I hadn't heard anything from him. And weeks would go, and then months would go, and we start to grow apart. Oh, that's really sad. It would have been really hard during the war to, keep that relationship strong. That's true, and I learnt from there. A relationship needs time and communication, talking to one another. And you need to be committed. You do. Mark also needs to be committed, but not in that way. No, he doesn't need to be committed in that sort of hospitalisation way, but committed to the relationship. That's right, lass. And so what did you do? Well, I learnt that you had to be committed to one another and communicate and be open. And then I learnt that about the Lord. Really, you learnt that about God? That's right. Because if I need to know the Lord, I have to spend time with him. And I have to read what he wrote to me. His letter, the Bible. So you had to get to know the Lord and to get to know God, you have to spend time with him and keep your relationship and be committed to that relationship. That's right. And that made everything so much better when I realised that. And so just like Mark and I had to communicate, I have to communicate with the Lord to keep my relationship strong. That's nice, Mrs. Mac. So you get to know the Lord, you get to communicate with him, you get to really get to know him and deepen his relationship. That's right. And when I do that, well, I'm never alone. Oh, that's so lovely. That's true. He's in the heart. He is in your heart. Mrs. Mac, that's fantastic. So you don't have to feel alone. You don't have to be lonely because you are never alone because the Lord is with you. And you want to spend time with the Lord. It's reading his word, his letter to you, spending time with him in prayer maybe, in worship. That's right, dear. Well, that's a great answer. Well, I've got another letter. Okay. I love my mailbag. All right. This one says, why does God feel so far away sometimes? Oh, sometimes God does feel far away. But you know, when you're old like me, you learn some things. You get wise, you get wrinkles, but most of all you get wise. And I realised, if God feels far away, guess who moved? Who moved? Well, not God, that's for sure. Okay, so have you got a way to explain about that? If God feels far away, what do we do about that? Why is that? Oh, I have. And I think I'll order Uber Eats to explain this one. You're going to order Uber Eats? Yes, I will. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're fast, aren't they? They are pretty quick. That was amazing. So you ordered Uber Eats. Oh, I did. From McDonald's. You know, that's Mac's favorite restaurant. He thinks it's named after him. Oh, McDonald's. That's very funny. Okay, so you ordered us some chips. That's right, dude, because sometimes, you know, it's not enough to just read the Bible and talk and pray. You've got to do that together. Together. So the chips are about? Oh, dear. Well, sometimes when Mark and I go to McDonald's, we order some chips, either in the tray for eating or in the bag for takeaway. And have you ever noticed something about the chips? Well, I don't think I really have. Well, the chips that stay in their box or their bag all together, oh, they're cosy and dusty and warm and delicious. But there are some chips that fall out. There's some chips that fall out, like on the tray or at the bottom of the bag. Oh, that's right. And you know, those chips, they're cold and they're not warm and they're not so nice to eat. Ah, okay, so the chips that are in the box, they're all warm and snuggly all together. That's right, dear. And you know, sometimes I think our Christian life's a bit like that. We're like chips. Yeah, pay attention, dear. Okay, I'm trying. Well, you see, when we meet together and gather together and stay together and read the Bible together and pray together and encourage one another together, we're warm and our faith is strong and cozy and we're close together and close to God. But if we try to do it alone, oh, we're like those cold chips. So our faith grows cold. That's right, dear, and it's not as nice as if we all stay together. Oh, Mrs. Mac, that's really cool. So if we're feeling lonely, we can know that we're never alone and we can spend time with God. And it's about our relationship and our communication. And if we're feeling, you know, like that God is far away, we don't just do that on our own. We have to do that in community together. That's right, dear. To love one another and encourage one another. Oh, that's kind of hard in isolation, but there's ways we can do that through technology and through meeting together in homes now. That's right, or even an old-fashioned letter is nice. I like those. You do like those. Well, Mrs. Mac, thank you for that. And I hope that when the boys and girls and mums and dads go to McDonald's, and maybe if they get a special treat of some chips, they'll remember that the ones inside the container stay warm and the ones on the outside stay cold. And they'll remember that about their relationship with God, that to stay together, to encourage one another, to be together, helps our faith to be warm and not to grow cold and not to be apart from God or from one another. Oh, that's a great lesson. All right then, well, I don't have teeth, but I can eat chips. You can eat chips, and I think we might have those chips, and hopefully we'll see you next time. All right then, bye-bye.